let's begin the Silver Lining segment, co-hosted by Stephene Klein and myself. How are you, Stephene?
I'm doing amazing, Blanca. Thank you, as always. I'm super fired up to be with you this week with your True Oldies 95.9 audience and your Laws of Life audience.
Well, you look exquisitely beautiful, and I am so fired up. Not that you will always look, but there's something fired up about your beauty tonight. What is going on?
Thank you so much, Blanca. Tonight, my makeup has been done by Lisa at Ivy Lee Studio in Boca Raton. It's you can find her amazing Instagram page at Makeup by Lisa Ray. Makeup by Lisa Ray. So she did that for me tonight, Blanca, as I'm coming on the set, as well as I have 2 other meetings this afternoon. And so I thought that was so sweet of her. She was like, you know what, Steph, let me just make you feel extra special, do something a little extra for you. And I tell you, I'm tremendously grateful. What a sweet, sweet woman, and so blessed. And anybody that needs makeup for the holidays or for the new year, I highly recommend Lisa. That's at Ivy Lee's Luxe Beauty Lounge in Boca Raton, Florida. It's downtown Boca, and she's well worth it, I can tell you that. And then also, Blanca, my hair, oh my gosh, I've been going to Courtney since this time in 2019, Blanca, and she told me that it was going to take a while to get where we needed to go. You know, everything's a process. Nothing happens overnight. Okay, nothing. And you know what? I know that. So I said, you know what? I'm here. You've done beautiful work. You can find her at Hair by Courtney Ray. That's R-A-E, Hair by Courtney Ray Boca on Instagram. Phenomenal Instagram pages. They're both there at Ivy Lee's Luxe Beauty Lounge. I can't say enough about Courtney. I really consider her a hair magician. I'm like, what kind of wand were you born with? Because it's magical, really it is. And so I just, hey, I have to give the credit where the credit is due. And it's Lisa and Courtney, and they're a great team. And I feel very, very special and very blessed to have them in my life and on my beauty team.
Well, for those listeners of the True Oldies, if you can't see it and you're just hearing it, you can go look at the Laws of Life with Blanca Facebook page and watch the live stream. Stephene looks like a celebrity. You are a celebrity / movie star / positivism influencer on the Fired Up show, and
thank you.
You're making an impact. You know, you're making an impact with your example of positivity and just spreading goodwill and acknowledging the people that support you. It's really wonderful. And I did have the Ivy Lee's makeup studio on our show this year, actually, and they are extraordinary and wonderful. So what is on your mind this week?
Okay, so Blanca, this week I really wanted to tune in and tap in and really speak to your audience tonight about the fact that, remember, Blanca, when we talked about how from basically Thanksgiving to the end of the year, December 31st, was going to be a super powerful time. Lots of doors were going to open. Lots of doors may close. But if they do, just know it's a blessing, because the doors that are going to open next are really going to be in divine alignment for where each and every one of us are supposed to be, Blanca. And so what I wanted to just share tonight, Blanca, did you know that this major conjunct period has begun, and it started on December the 12th and it runs through December 21st, and it's a very powerful time. Did you know about that?
Only because of you and, being a follower of yours. Otherwise, I would have had no idea. What does that mean for our viewers?
So basically, right now, in this period of time, we have this beautiful snapshot in time to where if we need to resolve anything in our lives that maybe hasn't been resolved, maybe we know it's something we need to address. Maybe we know there's something that we need to do. Whatever it may be, Blanca, right now, between now and the 21st is the most powerful time. However, we will get that extended energy through December 31st. Now, what is amazing about this period of time, Blanca, is that anyone who is listening and this message is resonating with, if you will trust and allow and don't ask how, and simply follow your divine guidance as your intuition is leading you to take care of certain things within the next 2 weeks, and just get them, clear the slate, clean the slate, whatever you need to do. If you'll listen to that, every single person who follows these steps and follows this process, Blanca, is going to be tremendously blessed for doing it, like for actually doing it. And what I call that, as you remember, is taking inspired action. So, meaning, if there is a family member that's been on your heart and you know that you need to reconnect with them, you know, if there's anybody out there listening and that's been something that has continuously come up in 2020, but you haven't quite taken the step to reach out and to connect, do it. And do it before the end of the year, and you'll be tremendously blessed. The same thing with maybe there is a business opportunity that somebody kept on asking you about, and you weren't sure of it, but it kept on coming back up to you. Again, follow through on anything that you know in your heart that needs to be resolved one way or another. And it's going to be tremendously powerful.
I think that is extremely good advice. Now, in a personal setting, reconnecting could be as simple as picking up the phone and calling a friend or family, or having a meal with them. Just finding the time to let people know that you care. Or how do you define connection?
Right. However people are being led. I really truly believe in divine intelligence. I believe that we have the answers already inside of us, each and every one listening. If there's something that's on your heart or on your mind, just ask yourself, what are my next steps? When you ask yourself, what should I do next, or what are my next steps, inevitably, you are going to be guided in the appropriate direction. We just have to be good stewards of the information we're receiving by walking it out. That's ultimately.
So well said. And that's part of tying those loose ends.
Yes.
Because you are getting the message, you are getting these thoughts, and on a business level, one of the ways I find, and I know after having a legal background, I do believe if you're going to have a business relationship with someone, there should be an agreement.
Yes.
Not because we're fearful of the conflict, but because I think it's really important to define the rules of the business relationship because you care about the friendship. Do you agree with that?
I absolutely believe that, Blanca. I am a very huge proponent of really putting everything in writing and clearly laying out expectations and in the partnership what's going to be given from each side, because ultimately what you've got to ensure is that in that agreement that everything is laid out clearly. The agreement, you know what I think, Blanca, honestly, a written agreement is nothing more than caring so much about yourself and the person that you're working with.
Yes.
That you want to make sure, with the utmost respect, that you are both clearly communicating, because that's the end all be all. Is we all know that so many people get divorced on communication issues. Well, guess what? So many people get businesses that are also getting a divorce from partners and everything else.
That's right.
Because something wasn't clearly communicated from the very beginning and somebody's expectations fell short.
100%. And also, you know what? I think we're not, I wish we could have everybody in our life forever. But I think the nature of life is that we travel from island to island. Some people stay in our life forever and some don't.
Right.
But it's good to have a predefined exit strategy
Yes.
if there is a breakdown in communication, and that's a business strategy. And to say, hey, if this doesn't work out personally or business, this is what's going to happen, so that we don't have to have a dispute later. That's my experience, both in personal and in business, and it's interesting to see that you agree. I think it also sends a message to the universe that this is real and we're taking this. I think it actually helps the success of a business.
I do too. Putting things in writing. I know you have a great attorney firm that I believe that you work with, Blanca, and maybe you want to put a plug in for them right now. But basically, absolutely, these written agreements really are very instrumental in sending a signal, like you said, to the universe that what you're working on is important, it's valuable, and you are in it to win it, and you're really going to, each party is really going to do everything they can to ensure the success of that relationship.
I agree. Our sponsor law firm is Marecki and Medola, and you can visit them at mylegaladvocate.com. And they handle transactional business closings, real estate closings, agreements, partnership agreements, and they're our go-to. But definitely, I think this has been such an important topic tonight, and you're setting really important precedents. And this new law of life for tonight is tie up those loose ends, and not only closing up, but looking to the future. Confirm your agreements, and also decide who you don't want to do business or personal life with. It's a really good time to reflect on relationships. And for the record, I want to say I'm extremely grateful to you, Stephene Klein, for being our host on the Silver Linings and just generating so much positive energy.
Thank you so much, Blanca, and as always, thank you so much for having me.
It is my pleasure and honor. Let's jump in to our next segment.